Welcome to the start of the McDonald's supply chain, where quality beef begins on certified partner farms.
Every animal is tracked digitally, monitoring health and nutrition to meet global safety standards.
These cattle are raised on a strict diet to ensure the specific lean-to-fat ratio required for iconic patties.
Regular veterinary inspections are mandatory, ensuring no unauthorized hormones are used in the process.
Traceability is key. This digital tag links every patty back to its specific farm of origin.
As the cattle reach maturity, the process moves from the open field to the logistics phase. Specialized transport fleets arrive, designed to keep animals calm and safe during transit.
Comfort and hygiene during transport are strictly regulated to maintain meat quality and ethical standards.
The raw beef travels directly to a dedicated processing facility, minimizing travel time. We arrive at the primary processing plant, a fortress of hygiene and temperature control. Biosecurity seals ensure that no external contaminants enter the facility during unloading. Human hygiene is the first line of defense. Every worker undergoes a rigorous sanitation protocol. The facility is kept at near-freezing temperatures to preserve the freshness of the raw beef immediately upon arrival.
Temperature checks are performed instantly. If the meat isn't cold enough, it is rejected immediately.
Before grinding, every piece of meat passes through industrial metal detectors to ensure absolute safety.
Skilled butchers perform the initial breakdown, separating high-quality lean cuts from the bone.
These premium cuts are loaded into the primary grinder, ready for the first stage of transformation. The raw extraction is complete. Now the beef enters the high-precision processing phase.
The raw beef is packed into large industrial combo bins, ready for the journey to the dedicated patty plant. Maintaining the cold chain is critical. The meat never exceeds strict temperature limits during transfer. Specialized logistics partners transport the raw material swiftly to regional production hubs.
Security seals guarantee that the cargo remains untouched until it reaches the manufacturing facility.
Every mile is monitored centrally, tracking both location and the precise temperature of the cargo.
The truck approaches the specific facility dedicated solely to manufacturing McDonald's patties.
Only authorized deliveries with verified digital manifests are allowed entry into the production zone.
The entire load is weighed upon arrival to cross-reference with the dispatch data from the farm. Precision docking minimizes the time the trailer doors are open to the outside air.
Okay.
The intake team verifies the security seal is intact before unlocking the cargo. The receiving bay acts as a climate-controlled airlock between the truck and the factory. Electric forklifts are used exclusively indoors to prevent exhaust fumes from contaminating the food.
Automated inventory systems log every kilogram of beef entering the production line.
Strict inventory management ensures that the freshest ingredients are processed in the correct order.
Random core temperature checks ensure the meat stayed frozen or chilled throughout the entire journey.
The meat is staged in a holding freezer, organized by fat content and date code. The raw ingredients now enter the high-care production zone, where the transformation begins.
Once selected, the beef is moved immediately to the preparation area for processing. This state-of-the-art facility is designed specifically for high-volume, high-safety meat processing. Hundreds of local workers operate the facility, following strict entry protocols every shift. Biometric security prevents unauthorized access to the sensitive production areas.
Street clothes are left behind. Only factory-issued, sanitized uniforms are permitted inside.
Full face coverage prevents any foreign contamination from reaching the food.
The clean zone separation starts here. Street shoes never touch the factory floor.
A thorough 20-second hand scrub is mandatory for every person entering the floor.
Automated gates only open after proper sanitization is digitally verified. Personal protective equipment ensures worker safety amidst the loud, heavy machinery. Air showers remove dust and lint before the workers step onto the main floor. We enter the heart of the operation, where tons of beef are processed daily. The entire room is a giant refrigerator, keeping the meat fresh and inhibiting bacterial growth. Hygiene is obsessive. The environment is cleaner than a hospital operating room.
Before a single patty is made, every inch of machinery is inspected for cleanliness.
The line powers up, ready to receive the raw ingredients from the holding freezer.
Tools are sterilized constantly throughout the shift to prevent cross-contamination. The entire production line is computer-controlled for precision consistency. The raw beef arrives at the start of the line, ready to be tipped into the system. Powerful hydraulic lifts hoist the massive bins of beef to feed the processing line. A mix of fresh, lean beef and frozen trimmings is used to achieve the perfect texture. Heavy-duty augers break up the clumps and feed the meat evenly onto the line. Any hard gristle or bone fragments are manually removed to ensure a smooth eating experience. Despite automation, trained human eyes provide a critical layer of quality control. X-ray technology scans the density of the meat, detecting bone fragments invisible to the naked eye. If a bone chip is detected, the system automatically rejects that specific portion. The rejection is precise, minimizing food waste while guaranteeing safety. Frozen beef blocks are used to control the temperature of the final mix during grinding. Fresh and frozen beef are combined in precise ratios to maintain the ideal temperature for forming. The frozen blocks are shaved into thin flakes, not crushed, to preserve the protein structure. Redundant safety systems are in place. Another metal detector checks the combined stream.
The meat enters a pre-blending stage to homogenize the fresh and frozen components.
Before final grinding, the lean-to-fat ratio is analyzed to ensure it meets the strict recipe.
Real-time analysis determines exactly how much lean or fat needs to be added to hit the target.
The system self-corrects, adjusting the blend instantly to maintain consistency.
Once the ratio is perfect, the beef is ready for the coarse grind. The mixture is pushed through a large plate, beginning the core processing stage.
Powerful industrial grinders process thousands of pounds of beef per hour without overheating it. The initial coarse grind breaks down the muscle fibers while keeping the texture chunky.
The grinder features a built-in elimination system that separates any remaining gristle from the soft meat. Screw conveyors transport the ground beef gently to the final blending station.
This is the main blending stage, where the texture is developed.
Contrary to myths, absolutely no fillers, binders, or preservatives are added. Just 100% beef.
The paddles fold the beef to distribute the fat evenly without overworking the proteins.
Temperature is critical. If it rises, the fat would smear, ruining the patty's texture. Liquid CO2 is injected to keep the mixture frosty and firm for the forming machine.
The final grind creates the specific grain that allows the patty to cook evenly on the grill.
Once blended and chilled, the beef heads to the final grind to achieve the signature particle size.
The meat must have enough natural protein extraction to hold together without artificial binders.
Vacuum pumps move the finished grind to the forming machines, removing air pockets in the process.
A buffer ensures a constant, uninterrupted flow of meat into the high-speed formers.
Consistent pressure is the secret to producing patties that are exactly the same weight.
We arrive at the heart of the factory, the high-speed forming machine. This sliding plate determines the shape and weight of the burger. In a fraction of a second, the loose beef is transformed into the iconic round patty.
These machines can produce over 5,000 patties every single minute. This is the 10-1 patty, used for the classic hamburger and Big Mac. Other lines run the 4-to-1 quarter-pounder patties, which are thicker and wider.
Wax paper is automatically placed under each patty to prevent sticking. The patties move immediately from the former onto the freezing belt.
Laser scanners verify that every single patty is perfectly round and uniform.
The weight must be precise. Even a gram of variance triggers an alert. Imperfect shapes are rejected and recycled back into the process immediately.
The visible grain structure is essential for a tender bite after cooking.
They transfer to a metal mesh belt designed for extreme cold airflow. Now, the patties enter the cryogenic spiral freezer to lock in freshness.
Inside, the belt spirals upward for minutes, exposing the meat to temperatures of -30 degrees Celsius.
This is individually quick frozen IQF technology, which freezes the meat so fast that ice crystals don't damage the cells.
High-velocity cold air ensures the patty freezes evenly from the outside in.
They emerge rock hard, preserving their shape and quality until they reach the restaurant grill.
Vibration removes any loose frost to ensure accurate weighing in the packaging phase.
Even after freezing, a visual check ensures no patties are frozen together.
A final safety scan guarantees the product is 100% metal-free before it goes into the box. Automated lane dividers organize the chaotic flow into neat, single-file lines. High-speed counters ensure exactly the right number of patties go into each stack.
Gravity and precision timing create perfect vertical stacks ready for boxing.
The robots gently place the stacks into lined boxes to protect them from freezer burn. Spider robots work at lightning speed, packing the stacks faster than any human could.
Automated box formers supply a steady stream of packaging to the robotic line.
Vision systems verify that every box is full before it is sealed.
The protective liner is folded over to seal the meat from the air. The boxes are sealed automatically, ready for labeling. Each box gets a unique ID label containing the date, time, and production line data.
This code allows McDonald's to trace this specific box back to the exact farm and cow. A final weight check ensures the customer gets exactly the amount of product promised.
Even the packaged boxes are X-rayed one last time to guarantee total safety.
Heavy lifting robots stack the boxes onto wooden pallets with geometric precision. Interlocking patterns ensure the stack doesn't topple during transport.
Slip sheets are added to distribute weight and protect the boxes.
A full pallet weighs over a ton and contains thousands of patties. The pallet is wrapped in industrial film to secure the load for shipping.
Every hour, a random sample is taken to the on-site test kitchen for sensory evaluation.
The patties are cooked using the exact same equipment and settings as a real McDonald's restaurant.
Internal temperature checks verify that the fat-to-lean ratio conducts heat correctly.
Technicians measure shrinkage to ensure the patty will fit the bun perfectly.
The juiciness and texture are evaluated by trained sensory experts.
The flavor must be consistent. A McDonald's burger in Tokyo must taste the same as one in New York.
Visual standards ensure the meat looks fresh and appealing before it's even cooked. Precision lab equipment verifies the fat percentage down to the decimal point. Microbiological testing screens for bacteria, ensuring the product is 100% safe. Regular DNA screening confirms that no other species or fillers have entered the supply. Samples from every batch are kept frozen for months as a safety reference record.
Once production ends, the third shift begins. A deep, intensive cleaning of the entire plant.
Machinery is disassembled daily to clean areas that are impossible to reach during operation. Enzymatic foam breaks down proteins and fats on every surface. ATP testing detects microscopic biological residue. If it fails, they clean it again. Only after passing strict cleanliness tests is the equipment reassembled for the next day.
The cycle of precision production and obsessive cleaning guarantees safety every single day.
Every data point is stored in the cloud, creating a permanent digital footprint of quality. Automated cranes store the pallets in high bays, maximizing space and efficiency. Thermal mapping monitors every cubic inch of the warehouse to prevent hot spots.
The finished pallets are stored in a colossal deep freeze warehouse.
Periodic physical audits confirm that the digital inventory matches reality.
Packaging durability is monitored to ensure boxes don't collapse under the weight of the stack.
Mock recalls are practiced regularly to prove the factory can locate any product in minutes.
Refrigerated distribution trucks arrive to take the patties to distribution centers.
Trucks must be pre-cooled. We never load frozen meat into a warm trailer.
Pallets are loaded in a specific airflow pattern to allow cold air to circulate during the drive.
The load is physically locked in place to prevent damage on the road.
A spy device travels with the load, recording the temperature every 5 minutes until delivery.
Once sealed, the cargo cannot be opened until it reaches the McDonald's distribution center.
Safe travels.
The custody chain is transferred, and the patties begin their journey to the restaurants.
Modern factories also focus on sustainability, using solar power and water recycling.
This single facility supplies millions of burgers to thousands of locations across the region. Many plants operate on a zero waste to landfill policy, recycling every scrap of material.
As a new day breaks, the cycle of production continues without pause.
The patties arrive at a central distribution hub, the midpoint of their journey.
Through cross-docking, the patties are immediately routed to local delivery trucks.
Finally, the product reaches its destination, your local neighborhood restaurant. Crew members load the patties into the grill side freezers, ready for the lunch rush.
The cold chain remains unbroken until the very moment of cooking.
An order is placed, triggering the final step of the process.
The frozen patties hit the grill, locking in the flavor developed at the factory.
Technology ensures every patty is cooked perfectly, on both sides, in under a minute.
A pinch of salt and pepper is the only seasoning added, just like you'd do at home.
The patty joins the fresh ingredients to become the sandwich you know.
From farm to factory the grill, the journey is complete.
Back at the plant, the line never stops, preparing the next million meals.
A perfect pallet, ready to ship.
It takes a massive, high-tech system to deliver this level of consistency worldwide.
A marvel of engineering, logistics, and food safety. Subscribe for more real factory breakdowns.